So let's go ahead and do our eyes. When it comes to eyes, I always prime, and I've been using the Urban Decay, what is this, eyeshadow primer potion. This got the most likes out of everything on Ulta, and I was like, okay. And I can tell you, it has made such a difference. I went way too much on it. A little bit does go a long way. But what I like about this is it does kind of create a base. It does do a little bit of camouflaging. For those of us who have veins on our eyes, this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer is really, really nice because it does kind of camouflage it a little bit. But what I like about the primer is it helps with longevity. It helps with creasing, so my eyeshadows don't crease throughout the day. And I feel like they're more vibrant. So a lot of people will be like, oh, you don't need primer, or you can just use the cream makeup, the Seint makeup on top of it. I have tried that. It doesn't do as well as primer. So I always recommend primer because I never did it before. And then when I started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So let's do a very fall appropriate look. I'm gonna go in with the first color, Cupcake, and you can see here, man, I just priced an order and I forgot to order this. But this is Cupcake. This is, as you can tell, a very, very loved color of mine. You can also use the vanilla the dusting powder because it's gonna be translucent. The biggest thing is I'm looking for something that's very close to my personal color, my personal skin tone, because what I'm doing is I'm just putting a wash of coverage here to put over that primer so that when I go in with darker colors, they're easier to blend out. Lighter colors are always gonna be easier to blend out because you don't really see that patchiness. But with darker colors, you're gonna see every patchiness or every blend mark that isn't blended, that sort of thing. So I always wanna go in with a lighter color. So if you're darker skin tone than me, then maybe Chai would be better. There's a couple other ones that are a little bit lighter, or a little bit darker. So you wanna just find something that is similar to your eyeshadow or your eye color. So I go in, and this is just a fluffy brush from Morphe that I just go in. My Seint one is super dirty, and when your brushes are dirty, the product doesn't apply as well, especially eyeshadow, because it just gets super powdery and cakey and stuff. So I can't use that because I haven't cleaned my eyeshadow brushes. So clean your brushes. If you're noticing that your makeup is not applying the way that it normally is, then clean your brushes because you will notice a huge, huge difference. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with a color Tangerine. This is a really, really pretty orangey color. And it's not like boom in your face. It's still lighter, some of the lighter oranges, but I'm gonna take a smaller fluffy brush. I use this bigger fluffy brush for the Cupcake. This one I'm gonna use a little bit smaller because I wanna be a little bit more precise on this one. And I always start out, this is gonna be kind of my base lid transition shade, if you will. Maybe not transition shade, but my base lid color. So I'm just going in and I am buffing it out. Now, a little bit of a trick, if you have mature eyelids and you're starting to notice that your lids are just kind of swooshing back and forth, you can take the product and just pat it. And that way you kind of pat it into your eyelid and you don't have so much of that swishing back and forth. My eyelids are starting to get to that point where I'm noticing that I'm not able to do the swishing motion as well as I used to. Things aren't buffing out. So I've just been using that kind of patting method and it's made a big difference. So I'm gonna go in with the other eye. And the other thing that I always do is I always take the fluffy brush and I always blend it out. Because even with the smaller ones, you wanna make sure that it's blended out and there's no harsh lines. The other thing that I do is I will take a pencil kind of brush, and our Seint, I'm gonna show you this Seint brush. This is perfect if you're looking to get into the eyeshadow world or you're just looking to simplify your routine, because our double-ended brushes have everything that you need to do an eye look. So it has the fluffy brush, and it really is a good brush, and then it has the pencil brush on it. But like I said, I mean, it is so dirty that if I used it, it would be very splotchy. So I'm gonna take another brush, pencil brush, and I'm gonna take that Tangerine color and I'm gonna put it on the bottom part of my lid. I like to do this with my lightest shade or like the main shade because I feel like it really ties the eye look together. Once I put on mascara, you'll kind of see what I mean, but I like to always take that kind of base shade and put it on. And then what I like to do is I will take that shorter brush make sure that there's no product on it, and then I will use it to just make sure that it's buffed out, because you really want this bottom part of your eyes to be really, really buffed out and no harsh lines. And that's it. So it just kind of brings it all together. The next color that I'm gonna take is this color Butterscotch. You can tell that it's been through hell and back. It's another eyeshadow that I should have ordered when I did my order yesterday, and I completely forgot, so I'm gonna have to add it too. This is not going to be super, super dark. I don't wanna go too crazy, and I'm hesitant about adding purple because I don't want it to be too, like sometimes it could be too much, and I don't want it to be too much. So I'm just going to focus this on the edges, the outer edge, and you can see here, it's not going to give a big difference, but it's just going to smoke that out just a little bit more. I'm not going for a super, super dramatic look. I will do like more of a sunset eyes look where it's a little bit more dramatic, but I feel like this is more of a wearable eye look than something else. It's still gonna be bright, but again, I'm gonna take that fluffy brush and I'm just gonna bring it out through here and just make sure that it's all blended out. So next I like to go in with a shimmer shade, and there are so many different shimmer shades that I really, really like. And I'm gonna do Illuminator. So these are one of our powder illuminators. It's called Georgia. It is a true goldy color. I personally like the powder illuminators as eyeshadows, shimmer eyeshadows, because they are very, very good for that. I don't even know if that makes sense. They work really, really well for that. But I also, because I have very dry skin, I have to be careful with powders that I use on my face. Because my dry skin, it can sometimes look splotchy. So I prefer cream illuminators over powder illuminators. But Seint's powder illuminators are gorgeous, and I'm gonna show you how beautiful they are on your eyelids. So, and not only that, you get a bigger bang for your buck because you get a bigger one than the eyeshadow. So I basically take my finger. Your ring finger is going to be your best friend when you're applying the shimmer colors. And I am just, I mean, look at that. Holy moly. I'm just going to very carefully place it right there on the corner, inner corner of my eye. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm gonna put a little bit more here, brighten that up. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that shorter brush and I'm gonna go in and I'm just going to very, very gently take it around that shimmer color and just make sure that the shimmer color is buffed out or buffed in, but also I don't want that shimmer color to go up. So you can see here, look how pretty that is. Oh, it's gorgeous. Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. If you're looking for a beautiful gold color, it is the best. It is literally the best. So the next thing I'm gonna do is my eyebrows. Don't skimp on the eyebrows. You can see here, it's just kind of like blah, yeah, they're there, whatever, but they're not as ba-ba-boom as they should be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our line brush. This has a liner thing, so if you ever wanna do like actual liner here, or it has a spoolie at the end, and I'm just going to brush it out to make sure that the hairs are where I want them to be. Now, I got tattoos, the microblading done on my eyes like probably 5 years ago. It's been really, really long time. So I have the template there, but I like to go in and just darken it up because the hairs, my hairs are very, very fine, and like very fine, but also very light. So I like to darken this up, and I will show you like what the difference is when you just spend a little bit of time shaping out your eyebrows and making them slightly darker, how much it frames your face. Like, look at that. Crazy. So don't skimp on your eyebrows. Find a product that works for you. This is a NYX, what is it called? Snatch? No, Lift and Snatch. This is my favorite because it is a felt tip, and I think this is a color ash brown. This is the second one that I've gotten. The other one that I got was, I think, blonde, and it was a little bit too light for me. And then I ended up getting a soft brown or something like that, and it was a little bit too dark for me. So I went and replaced it or returned it and got this ash brown, and it's perfect. You can just see here like how much that just brings life and definition to your face. So just make sure that you don't skimp on your eyebrows. So last but not least is eyes. Now, normally I don't line my eyes. I just go on mascara if I'm doing more of a natural look or I'm just staying at home. But today I'm going to the office, so I want it to be a little bit more put together. So I'm going to take the Essence Long Lasting Eyeliner. This is in the color black. I love these. They are super affordable. They're easy to get your hands on and they actually stay. And what I mean by that is I tight line my eyes and there's no like bleeding down below. So I just gently lift it up. And I'm focusing on just really, like, for lack of a better word, digging the product into the root part of my lashes. And what I like about it, what it does is when I go to put the mascara on, it's going to make my lashes look longer because there's not going to be a space there. It's all going to be one blackness, if you will. So it's going to give the illusion that my lashes are a little bit longer. And it just boldens the eyes a little bit more. So I'm not putting it on my waterline. I'm actually putting it in the root of my lashes. So it's very, very subtle, but it does make a little bit of an impact. So then I'm gonna go in, last but not least, I'm gonna go in with my mascara. So I have been using a lash serum called Hello Lash. And I was always on, like, I never thought these serums worked. And I heard other people like them and use them. And I was like, no. But I have started using this. This is month 4. And holy crap, you guys, my lashes are the longest they've ever been, the thickest they've ever been. You can actually see them now, like just a little bit, you can see them. You never were able to see them before. They were literally translucent. So I have fallen in love with mascaras again, and I have not used DIY lashes in months because I'm like, why would I? My lashes are just fine. So I fell in love with this Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I used it years and years ago, and then I started jumping into the DIY world and wearing, and my lashes just were always kind of crap. And I think it's also the perception of when you're wearing DIY lashes and then you look at your own lashes, they always look puny and pathetic because your lashes look fabulous when you did DIY lashes or get your lashes done. But I ended up falling in love with this. I love it because it lengthens my lashes, it separates them, but it also volumizes and it doesn't clump up. It is so good. I've been kind of switching back and forth just a little bit every day using something else, and I'm consistently coming back to this mascara because it is just so good. I just like the fact that like right now it's separating. My lashes are getting separated. It's kind of combing them through. It's not clumping up. I get them to where I want, and then I go in and do the other side, and then I go in and build this side up again. It's almost like I let it dry in between, so it gets a little bit drier, and then I go in and kind of build it up. And I just love the fact that it doesn't clump up. Like, it's thickening, but it's not really clumping. Look at those, they're so pretty. Those are my lashes. Crazy. Like, I can get this look with DIY lashes all day long, but these are mine. The other thing I like about this mascara is it doesn't flake. So it doesn't clump, it doesn't flake, it stays there the whole day, and I just really like it. It works really well. Now, last but not least, let's do a lip. So I've been loving these Hydramattes by Senegence. So if you don't know what Hydramattes are, they are liquid lipsticks, but they are literally the most comfortable liquid lipsticks I have ever tried. They come in the matte formula. If you're used to, like, they have the Senegence Lip Sense, these are glossy, like you have to have the color and then you put a gloss on top of it. These are one and done. I absolutely love them. I have almost every single color in my collection. I don't sell them. I don't get any money for them. I just absolutely love them. So if you're looking for an awesome liquid lip, a matte liquid lip, definitely try the Senegence Hydramattes because they are phenomenal. So I'm gonna go in with the color Velvet. This is a brown color. It's a little bit too dark for me to wear by itself. It's very vampy. So if you're looking for a vampy kind of brown, this is perfect. But then I got Nude Honey. So I'm gonna mix these together, and all I do is I'm gonna mix it on my palette right here. So I always keep a wipe with me. So I'll wipe it off at the end just to make sure, you know, it doesn't get any like nastiness on it. Then I'm going to take my line brush and I'm going to mix it together, and it's like creating your own custom color. So I just want to make sure like it's still a little bit too vampy for me. So I'm going to go a little bit more in with that Nude Honey and lighten it up just a bit. But that's the other thing I love about these Hydramattes is you can actually use them to kind of create your own custom color. So I think this should be fine. I'm gonna go in. It's kind of that custom, you know, a little bit orangey, a little bit more of that brown. But I just really, really like it. So that is my fall makeup part 2, my eyes and my lips. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I am so excited about fall. I cannot wait, especially these beautiful eye colors. So I will have everything that I mentioned down below. I will also have part 1. So if you're watching this one, I broke it up in 2 because it took too long. So if you're watching this part and you're like, where's the first part? I will link it down below, and vice versa. If you're watching part 1, then you've already hopefully seen it, and I will put that down below. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye.